Hi, my name is Demeter. Today's presentation is about how to remove viruses and improve the performance of your computer. When dealing with viruses, the best approach is back to the future. Restore your computer to previous date and time when everything was just fine. If today is your lucky day, you're done. Enjoy your web searching or that homework you have. Steps 1 through 4 should be part of your computer health maintenance. Step 1, check for viruses, should be done every second Tuesday of the month. Download the malicious removal tool, check for viruses. Step 2, create system restore point, should be done always before installing new software, drivers, or toolbars. Step 3, create system repair disk, and step 4, create system image, could be done once a year. Let's see what we can do now to clean up that computer. In the Windows Run window, type CMD, and when you see the command prompt, right-click on it and run as administrator. Change directory, \, that will put you in the root directory of your computer. Change directory to Windows, the directory to System32. Type attrib. This will give us a listing of all the files in the system directory. We want to output that to the one.txt, so we type attrib greater than one.txt. That will redirect the output to one.txt. Type find/v/c double quote zxy double quote one.txt greater than one.txt. Now we'll look at the output file, one.txt. If you go to the end of it, hit Control End, you'll see the number of lines is 3624. Delete the last 2 lines, save the file, and exit Alt F4. Type sort/r/+4 one.txt greater than 2.txt. That will sort the one.txt in reverse order based on the content of the 4th column and put the output to the 2.txt. We do notepad 2.txt, and on the top we see all the system hidden or read-only files. In this case we don't see any read-only, and it's only one system file, which is the desktop ini, which is okay. If you see any suspicious files, type attrib -h -r -s and the name of the file, dot, and its extension. Then delete the name of the file, period, extension. Make sure you have a backup before deleting any files. write down the number of lines that you had in the one.txt file and rename the one.txt file, rename one.txt file to one alt text. In a couple of weeks, you can do a checkup and see what new DLL or executable files are present. Change directory to the root directory and type attributes. We shouldn't have any executable files in here. I have print key executable, which is okay. The auto run, that should be deleted. Attrib -h -r auto run inf. Type attrib again, make sure we remove them. Yes, they're removed. Delete auto run inf file. It's gone. The next step is to do some basic cleanup of the temporary files. In the Windows Run button, type %temp%. That will position you in C users, your name, application data, local, temp. Select all the files, Control A, and hit the delete key. Want to delete all the files in here, they're temporary files. Whatever cannot be deleted, its files needed to be opened by programs that are running currently. The next, change directory to C, Windows, and look for the prefetch directory. Select all the files, Control A, hold the Control key, click on Ready Boot. That's the directory that we don't want to delete. And hit delete key. That will delete everything else. After we have deleted all the files, if you don't have a temp directory under your root directory, create it by typing md temp. And we have to go and get a listing of Windows 7 or 8 default services, whichever version of Windows you're running. Go to TechNet and type Windows 7 or 8, whichever version you're running, default services. Select the Windows 8 default services. Pull the slider down all the way till the end of the table. Start selecting from there. Hold the Shift key down and move the slider all the way to the top of the table and click right next to the name. right click, copy, open up new Microsoft Excel worksheet, hit enter. In the cell A1, right click and paste. Select column A, right click, copy. That will copy the content of column A. Open up a notepad, Control V, paste the content. Delete the name, we don't need it. And these are all default services for Windows 8. Save the file as ttemp1.txt. In Windows 8, go in a search, administrative tools, pull the slider all the way down, and on the Windows PowerShell ISE, right click and run as administrator. Change directory / that will put you in the root directory of your drive. Change directory to temp. And we want to get the content of one.txt sorted and put the output in the default text. So we type gc one.txt pipe sort, another pipe, get unique greater than default dot text. That would be a listing of Windows 7 or 8 default services. The next thing we want to do is type get dash service pipe select dash object name greater than C:\temp1.csv. That will get a listing of all the services running on your computer. Then we'll do notepad 1.csv. Delete the first two lines. We don't need them. But as you can see, when you're selecting the lines, it selects all the way to position 80. And it's filled with blank spaces. We want to eliminate the blank spaces. So what we do, we edit, search and replace, space with nothing, replace all. Close it, go to the end, press Shift key, press down arrow, and you'll see that only the names of the services are highlighted without blank spaces. Save this as a running.txt. Next step is to compare running.txt with the default.txt to find out which services are necessary and running default services missing, and services running uninvited. Write down compare dash object $, open parenthesis, get dash content, C colon backslash temp backslash running dot text, close parenthesis, $, get content, C backslash temp backslash default dot text, close parenthesis, include equal greater than new list dot text. That will compare the two files and put the resulting file in the new list dot text. Type notepad new list dot text. The double equal sign means that the services are required and they are present. They're currently running on our machine. These three services are required but missing, and the sign is greater than. For some reason, for Windows 8, they reversed it. If you're running a Windows 7 machine, it would be less than. So all these services we don't have to worry about, so we delete them. And what we are left with, it's about less than 30 services that are running, and some of them are uninvited. And here's the place where we're going to look for viruses. We eliminate the ones that we know for sure that are not viruses. Adobe antivirus, and whatever your antivirus program is. And you check only the ones that are left over and they look suspicious to you. You select the service that you suspect that shouldn't be there and go on the internet and search and see what recommendations you can find, whether that service needs to be eliminated or it should be left alone. And the one that you think it may be a virus, you have to copy it, go on the internet, go on Google, and type Windows 8, paste the service that you suspect, and type services. Goopso. That may be a virus, as a helper. Go back to Windows PowerShell and type stop service and the name of the service. Get service, and we'll check and see if it was stopped. SMU stop. The next thing to do, we're going to search in the registry. We're going to search for Gubzo. We'll delete that. Yes. F3 to find the next occurrence. None. You may have just one or have more than one occurrence of that particular one. Exit out. And do the same with the other suspicious services. You stop them, you go try to delete them and see the directory where they're located, remove or rename the directory. Make sure to have copies of all the deleted files. Most viruses are not dormant. They reproduce and write info into the temp files. We want to get a listing of all files written or updated in the last 3 hours and save it in a ZZ text file in a temp directory. So we change directory to the root directory and we set execution policy remote sign. We'll assign the variable A to get date. And if we type A, we have today's date and the time currently. We want to add hours and we want to add -3 hours to the current time. The next thing we want to do is get the listing of all the files written within the last 3 hours. Type directory UIR space dash recurse space pipe space question mark space quote $_ dot last write time space -GT space $A close quote greater than C : /temp / ZZ text. Change directory to temp. The ZZ text was written at 220 and now it's 220. Open ZZ text file with a notepad and search for exe. Those are the executable files. Get the name of the file and go on the internet and find out whether it's safe to leave or it's some kind of a virus and it has to be removed. When removing a virus, the first thing to do is to stop the service. You just issue the command stop -service and the name of the service. And when you're done with removing all the suspicious services, then don't forget to set the execution policy to restrict it. Set execution policy restricted. Yes. This way, you're less likely to be exposed to outside incursions. In Windows Start button, in the Run window, type msconfig and press Enter. In the startup, the ones on the top are necessary. For me, NVIDIA, CCleaner, Avira, sticky notes, all these should be running. The rest of them should be all disabled. Click on the Services tab, and here you'll see all the running services will stop. Hide all the Microsoft services. This way you'll have less stuff. Click on Status and check only the ones that are running and see if you need those services or not. In my case, all the ones that are showing on the top are necessary. If you see any suspicious services, disable them by unclicking them and click Apply, and that will disable the service and work for a couple of days with the changes that you have made, and then repeat the msconfig step with the next suspicious service. Congratulations, your computer is faster now. Don't forget the 4 steps and make a habit to visit the Microsoft and download the malicious software removal tool. In order to improve on your web adventures, consider OpenDNS, offering virus filtering and parental controls. OpenDNS servers are considerably faster than your own ISP provided servers. OpenDNS, Norton, Google, and Komodo are some of the OpenDNS providers. That is all for now. I'm sure there is a better way. Let me know. I appreciate it. Have a great surfing.